40 years after being welcomed into Beijing, the army was coming again. This time, it came as an alien force. On the morning of May 20th, martial law regulations were announced. The police and the army were authorized to clear the streets. But people ignored the government's orders. The city was still jammed with demonstrators. Helicopters were the only military vehicles moving. Faced with the threat of armed repression, the students tried to mobilize even greater public support. Just at the moment when the students most needed the support and protection of a mass movement, a group of workers declared the founding of an independent union. They set up a public address station at the northwest corner of Tiananmen Square.
I became a broadcaster. People sent us a lot of letters. For the last 40 years, there had been no channel for them to express themselves. By broadcasting their letters, we gave them a voice. There are many people like me. We wanted to listen to something simple, direct, and to the point.
The Independent Workers Union not only put forth our own demands, it also helped out the students by sending them food and water. Without the people of Beijing, the workers, the farmers from the outskirts of the city, and the street merchants, the students could not have persisted for long.
The new union helped mobilize citizens to block the martial law troops. For some 48 hours, the troops remained stuck in the sea of the people, moving neither forward nor back.
I saw an old woman lying down in front of a military truck. Her face was all wrinkles and she had no front teeth. I saw all these ordinary people, acting not out of political calculation or with any ulterior motive, but purely out of sympathy and a sense of justice, confronting the troops to protect the students on Tiananmen Square. I was very moved. Sometimes I was disappointed in how foolish and childish the students could be. Once a couple of them came to me to discuss their plans. One claimed to be the commander-in-chief of student security guards. Tourist map in hand, he began to command. He said, "See here, to the south of us there are such and such troops, and to the north of us there are such and such troops." He had all 4 points of the compass covered. I was reminded of a movie I saw called From Victory to Victory. In it, the communist commander points to a map and says, "Facing us are this many troops, on our flank are that many troops, and so on." I watched this kid carrying on like this and felt like laughing. He said, "If we blockaded every intersection, we'd be spreading our troops too thin. I plan to concentrate our forces closer to the square." I felt that this manner of military command, like a child playing at war, came straight out of communist propaganda. And I wondered, how did I get involved with this lot?
The massive show of resistance to the army was successful. The troops pulled back to the suburbs. The danger had passed. People continued to pour into the streets. The workers had helped win a victory for the movement at the square. But unlike the students, their need to make a living tied them to their workplaces.
A union unrelated to the workplace is not really a union at all. Yet here we were, setting up a union at Tiananmen Square, inspired by a student movement. What kind of future could it possibly have? But there was no way we could organize in the factories. Furthermore, I knew that the movement was going to come to an end soon. All we could do was to try to take advantage of the popular fervor to educate the workers, to let them know that the Constitution grants them all kinds of rights, none of which have been put into practice. This way, after the movement in the streets ended and things returned to normal, some effects of the movement would still be felt. What I mean here is an awareness of constitutional rights. Workers and peasants would know what rights they should enjoy. They'd also know about the legal channels open to them so they can demand those rights.
Meanwhile, among the students, a struggle over tactics unfolded.
Some of us wanted the students to leave the square. Not only out of consideration for the students' safety, we also thought it was good tactics. By leaving the square, we would have undermined the rationale for imposing martial law, and that might have given the reformers in the government an opportunity.
Many students do not understand that the square is our only stronghold. Some people have repeatedly advocated that we leave, but that could only please the government. What makes me really sad is that I am the commander-in-chief, and I can't let go of this power because I must resist compromise, resist these traitors. The leaders of the independent student unions of Beijing and of the provinces are all after my power.
In the intense atmosphere of the square, the leaders with more radical agendas had the advantage. These were people who had come to prominence through the hunger strike. They had not stood for elections on campus. Their credentials were a determination to make the greatest sacrifices. Their power base, the continuing acclaim of their followers.